Websites for your house cleaning business. We're going to talk about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question and I get to help you find an answer. Now today's show is brought to us by housecleaning360.com, which is a 360 view of the perfect home. So as a business owner, you can stay at home and people will come to your house and they provide services to help maintain your house. And also check this out. If you're a small business owner and you work out of your house, House Cleaning 360 has what's called Business Backend. In the Business Backend, there are people that can help you with your graphic design, your websites, your social media, your search engine optimization, and a whole host of other things that service the home and people that work out of their home. So housecleaning360.com. All right, on to today's show, which is from a house cleaner who has this question.
Hi, Angela. I started a house cleaning business, and before I read your book, and I inadvertently put a website up, and it's not in my name; it's in a business name. But for tax purposes, and because I'm just doing one, I'm just one person in the business at this moment. What should I do now? Should I take the website down? I don't know what to do. I would appreciate any help you can give me. Thank you.
All right, so this is a question about websites old versus new. What I want to talk about for just a second is, let's pretend, for example, that you're hosting a great big party at your new house and all of your friends have your old home address. And so what you have to do is you have to get a message out to your friends that your party that you're having is at your new home address. So do you send them to the old address and then just put a sign on the door and say, hey, this is my new address, and then make them go all the way over there and then all the way over here? The reason I suggest this is because this is a lot like having an old website, and now you're going to redirect everybody to a new website. Let's just give everybody the new website address from the beginning, okay? So what this is we're talking about the URL. The URL is the little space bar that you type in that's the address of your website. It's where your website lives. And it is one of the most important marketing tools in your toolbox. And I say this slowly because I want you to pay very close attention. It is one of the most important marketing tools. The search engine optimization is going to be based on what is inside that link. So one of the options as a small business owner is that you can use a free website. There are a lot of services out there that allow you to set up a website free of charge. There are a lot of glitches and a lot of catches with having a free website. One of them is advertising from third-party vendors. So you can have a website for free and we're going to advertise on your website for free. We don't pay you for that advertising. And basically what you're saying is, I'm going to build my business website here on your free platform, which is like you setting up shop in someone else's territory. Okay? What happens is all these other ads that come in detract from your message. And it is the possibility of people getting to your website and then they get confused or they get frustrated or they get distracted and they click on the links and they go somewhere else. So now instead of you owning that piece of property, you've just kind of shared it with a bunch of other people. So if you're going to have your own business, I suggest that you have your own website. It is a business expense, it is tax deductible, and you can control what's in that little space bar up on top. All right, here's how it works. Let's say that you have an old website and you want to redirect it to the new website. There's what's called a 301 redirect. And what that means is I'm going to buy a brand new website and put it up over here. I'm going to take the old website that's over here and I'm going to give it a permanent new address. So the permanent new address is going to send everybody that clicks on this link over here. And along with that, any of the search engine optimization juice. And I say juice, meaning any of the links or the blogs or anything that you've created that has traffic coming to it is going to now be redirected over here. So let's say that you go on vacation and you forward your mail to another address. It's the same concept. When it gets to the post office, it's going to be redirected and forwarded to the new address. And so you can do a permanent forwarding from this website to this one. And the only reason you would want to do that is if this was a very successful website and it had a whole lot of stuff going on, and there are a lot of people that have linked to that site. If not a lot of people linked to it, and it was a crummy site to begin with, and it was on a free server, I suggest that you either close it down or just leave it and ignore it for a minute and come over here and create a new property. Now, there's nothing to say that you can't have multiple websites. Now, my business, Savvy Cleaner, has 7 websites that are all for different elements of the business. Here's the reason why. If I have, for example, a house cleaning business, and we're going to call the house cleaning business Crystal Cleaners. Let's say Crystal Cleaners is what's at the top of your domain name, crystalcleaners.com. The search engines can read that and very quickly go, oh, this is Crystal Cleaners. And they know that everything is part of Crystal Cleaners. Let's say that 2 years down the road, you decide that you're going to open a window washing business. And so instead of saying Crystal Window Washers, you're going to say, and that would be its own domain. That's a reason you would set up a completely separate website for the window washing part of your business, because it's actually a whole other business. It's not part of your house cleaning business. It's another whole business. But if you kept it as part of the same one, then it would be crystalcleaners.com/Crystal Cleaners Window Washing. And so that makes it really long. You see what I'm saying? And so what happens is then the search engines have to stop and say, well, I'm confused. Is this a cleaning company or is this a window washing company? Because I have a lot of messages that say this is a cleaning company, but I have a lot of messages now that are saying it's a window washing company. So which is it? And so the search engine gets a little bit confused because you've linked all this stuff together. And a lot of people make this mistake. It would be so much easier to have a separate website that says Crystal Cleaners Window Washing and Crystal Cleaners just for the cleaning part of it. Now you have two separate websites. One is for window washing, one is for house cleaning. Then what happens is this. When you want to link them together, you can link them together, but the search engine will know this one's cleaning, this one's window washing. And so it sends traffic to those specific sites. When someone is looking for window washing, they don't want to send you to a house cleaning company. They're trying to provide the best user experience. They want to send you to the window washing company. And so what you want to do is you want to set up your business strategically so that it makes the most sense to the search engines. Because the search engines are in business to make money. They run a lot of ads and they have keywords, they have pay-per-click. There are a whole bunch of things that they do in order to drive traffic to the most accurate place for their users. Because if they didn't, and the search engines were broken and they didn't work very well, people wouldn't use them, or they would go to a different provider. And so Google is the Mac Daddy of search engines, and they have a specific set of rules, and you want to follow the rules to a T because you want people to find you organically. Organically means you're not paying for the keywords. You're creating content that is specific to what you do. So when you create your website, and this is another reason why I say go ahead and buy your own website. Don't use the free version because you have control over that space bar. Another thing that I want to talk about really briefly is not just do you have control over the space bar, but you have control over the plugins and the content. Now, WordPress is a fantastic way to get started because there are hundreds and thousands of free plugins that you can use. But you have to pay for the initial domain, which is the URL, it's that address at the top, and you have to pay for hosting. And so once you pay for those two things, and when you register your domain name, that's about $10 a year. And the hosting is anywhere from $5 to $10 a month, depending on the package that you get. They're very inexpensive packages. And so it's a little bit of money up front, but you own the real estate. So it's like you're renting the land that your website is going to go on. This is good news because now you have control over the plugins and the things that you want to put on your website, whether that's booking software, whether those are calendars, whether that's a little pop-up that asks your customers questions. There are things that you can do that you cannot do on a free website. And if you get the free website, not only do you have all these weird advertisements and stuff, you've lost control of the spacebar, but when you start to add plugins on your website, then it starts costing a lot of money for those plugins. So you end up paying either way. So as we know, nothing is really free. So if you're just starting your business right now and you are one person, my suggestion to you is go and start and get a brand new website and a URL that has your company name built into it. The URL is yourbusinessname.com. That is your URL. That is the address where you're going to invite people to your party. And so that is your business brochure online. It has your press kit online. It has your about section. It has your 6 photos. It has your frequently asked questions. It has all of the things, and we'll talk about that in a later session, but it has all of the things that you need to grow your business on one website. And this is a website that you own the real estate of. Nobody can come in and scoop it out from underneath you or come in and say, oh, we've changed our algorithms and all of these free websites get bumped to the very back page of Google. So you want to make sure that you have control of your business, because even if you're only one person, you are responsible for the advertising and the marketing and the growth of your business. And one of the easiest, fastest, most natural ways to do it is to have all of your information in one hub, which is your website. And then from your website, you spin out to social media outlets with all your different links. But you drive everybody back to your main hub, which is in fact your website. So do you use your old one or your new one? My suggestion, go for broke. Make the new one. Build it and build that to become your main product. Alrighty, that's my 2 cents for today, and until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.